Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today in squad battle news, ooh, we got rank 1. It was a lot of fun, hun. So yeah, I got rank 1, so I decided to do a little flex video, a little showcase video, a little help video, guide video, advice video for 2 days of Vibranium squad battle. Now, obviously, if you're not in Vibranium squad battle, you can't necessarily take these tips. You can't necessarily take these characters and these team ups specifically, and if you don't have CTPs of rage in my build, etc., then you know you're also gonna have some issues. But it will give you something to work forward towards. And the best part here is I'm gonna be highlighting 2 characters that are, well, one of them's new, but I feel like both of them are still kind of underused, despite both being pretty nice and both being characters that got uniforms that made them transcendent. So we're gonna talk about the builds today and the team ups for, well, I should just gone here. Over here, we actually use Cosmic Ghost Rider, so I'm really excited to showcase that one. And we use him with the Anti-Man lead, and then we just throw in Victorious for the extra 30% HP. It's just extra survivability. There's really no difference here between any of these characters. I don't think any of these characters will strike for Punisher. Maybe Dr. Doom does, but I don't think there's much of a difference between these two, and there's no team up here. And then over here for Speed Hero Mutant, originally I was using this team up, I believe. But then some people in my Twitch chat actually told me that Rogue scores almost as high or higher than tier 3 Deadpool. Now, to be fair, my Deadpool is a CTP of Destruction, not a CTP of Energy or a CTP of Rage. And on the other hand, my Rogue does have a CTP of Rage. But man, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since we talked about Rogue. So let's jump into this one first. And then we will go into the Cosmic Ghost Rider one. This one, I'm going to show you the full run that I do. And again, the score is not that much higher than what you're going to get with Deadpool if you're in Vibranium, so this is not necessarily going to shed a lot of light on why I was first place. The Cosmic Ghost Rider one, I saw a pretty huge gap between myself and other players, to the tune of, like, you know, sometimes upwards of 1 million between me and other guys in the top 5. So I definitely want to highlight what I was doing differently with Cosmic Ghost Rider, and maybe that can help you get a higher score if you're in Vibranium in your league. But also, I want to show this one off first because there's a team up involved. So there's no team up as we discussed for Cosmic Ghost Rider, but there is here. There's a team up between Rogue and Nightcrawler, and that's going to be important in the second round. So we're just doing the regular stuff for round 1 here. We're just trying to clear the mobs as fast as we can. I don't think there's a big difference between using Kitty and using Rogue herself. I think maybe Kitty gets hit a little bit more by the lasers, but it's okay. You get to see those rebars, those steel rebars that netmarble loves reusing for every animation. Magneto, Kitty here for some reason is using steel rebars. There's a whole bunch of characters that use these steel bars, but she's doing pretty good. And it's going to be in round 2 where we showcase the strategy here. I think I've already mentioned the strategy in previous videos, but the strategy has evolved, and it essentially involves switching characters during the last light phase of round 2, and that's why you don't want to be switched to the character that well, I guess it doesn't matter. You can be switched to the character that you're going to use against Surtur, but obviously the majority of your score comes from the Surtur fight. I think the most you can get in the first phase, in the first 2 phases, is about 500,000, maybe a little bit more, but it's pretty close. So I get about 200,000, 215,000. And then the second round is pretty similar. You get a little bit higher. I usually get about 450, 465, but I try not to go too aggressive at the end because, especially for the Rage proc, you don't want it to activate early and then not be ready for Surtur because of the strategy with the light. So the light, you know, you build up your 10 light, and then the point of it is that when the red time warp comes down, it's going to take off 1 every time it ticks. But you can actually dodge 2 of the ticks and therefore keep 2 of your light by just switching characters. Now, you don't want to switch right away. You don't want to bang, bang, bang switch, but you do want to switch and then wait a second and then switch again. So you have to have a little bit of patience with it. You can't rush it too much. But instead of just saving 2 light from switching twice, we are going to save 3 light. So check this out. It's going to start ticking. We're going to switch to him, and then we're going to use the co-op to dodge another one. And then we're going to switch again. And if we do that right, we should keep 3. No, we didn't do it right. Damn it. So we didn't do it right. But if you use the co-op skill, it can be kind of tricky at times. But if you get the timing down right, you basically use the co-op skill and the 2 switches, each of which will save you 1 of the protective light. And each protective light will give you a 10% attack bonus. So right now I've got a 20% attack bonus on top of whatever else I could have if I had my own, you know, buffs, my own self buffs. And another thing you can do here is when there's enemies at the end, you can just kite them, and they'll be here when the fight against Surtur starts. So rather than triggering your CTP of energy or whatever CT or whatever obelisk you have, rather than triggering that early, you can just keep the mobs there. There's one here for me now, but there could be like 10. And when you kill them, you get all the points. So you don't actually lose the points. And then yeah, you just go in with Rogue and you start. And the good thing about this as well, keeping the light for the start of the third round, is that you don't have to collect as much light, right? Now the thing you want to remember with Rogue, with the CTP of Rage, is you want to go through all 5 of her skills, of course. You also want to remember that her second skill has an attack buff, so you want to use that one pretty often, right? And then of course you want to use 5 for the AoE, and then 4 for the AoE and the damage. But yeah, I usually oh, I got stunned there. That's a bummer. I usually use 3 to start my proc off, my rage proc, and then we go into the other skills here. Sometimes it drifts a little bit, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. There's the cat there greeting us. But yeah, you can see Rogue puts in some pretty nice work here. Pretty good damage. And her skills are kind of fast enough for the most part that you can sort of cheekily sneak a skill in here and there. And you can get extra damage off without ruining your run. Because then you can still, because she has fast enough movement speed that you can then still collect the orbs. There we go. We only need one more here. It's right next to us. We got it right away. There we go. Rogue putting in work, already hitting 1 million. She doesn't get too many points with each individual attack. It's more just like a slow climb up to 1 million plus. And then you also have the team up with Nightcrawler that you can pop at any time to get that additional 4th skill. So you get an additional 4th skill there. And she's tanky, right? Of course, Rogue, healing, iframes, immunity. So she can basically face tank Surtur quite well. And I'm sure if I practice this more, I could get an even higher score with her. But she will do as well as you'll get with... She'll do as well as Deadpool will do, or better. And the nice thing here is you're playing a character you don't usually play, right? I play Deadpool every day for World Boss, so I really do like this change of pace. And if she's going to score for me as good or better than Deadpool, then why not, right? Why not? There's no reason not to. And let's just go ahead and quickly check. Not many people have played Squad Battle, so maybe you won't see, but 1.13. Well, let's go back and check here. If anyone has scored better than that yet. We have 930. No, that was the wrong one. It's the middle one. No, it's the bottom one. 933, 923 with Deadpool. So there you go. I'm scoring higher than some of these Deadpools, and I'm sure some of them have a CTP of energy equipped, right? 800,000, but that's the old one. There we go, 1.1. Using that team up with the Kitty Pryde lead. So there you go. As good or better than most Deadpools using Rogue. Huh, bet you didn't think of that. Now, this is the one I'm really proud of with Cosmic Ghost Rider. I'm really happy with my score. It's very competitive. Let me just quickly check for Punisher if he has... You go over here, and then you go over here. And let's see if we see Doctor Doom. Okay, you do see Victorious. Okay, so yeah, Victorious... Okay, I didn't even know that. Sweet. So yeah, Victorious is by far the best character to use as the third because you have a 20% chance when you're using Cosmic Ghost Rider for her to just pop out. Yes, she gives you the 30% energy, 30% HP from her passive, but you also get her ability to strike. I'm gonna skip this part and go right to Surtur. Okay, so here we go against Surtur, and as you can see, I've brought along a bunch of my friends. The other reason why you want to kite some of the mobs over is because if you have a character that has a CTP of Rage and they're not very good at getting that crit off to sort of trigger the CTP of Rage, having more enemies around you means more hits, means more chances to crit. So we're gonna start here with Cosmic Ghost Rider. Immediately 3. We want to get the accumulation. We want to crit. We didn't crit. Okay, we're going to do 4. We just didn't crit. We just got a bit unlucky there. It's not the end of the world. This particular run is more based on the accumulation that you get in addition to using the 5th skill. And I'm going to show you what I mean by using the 5th skill. We're going to wait here till we've collected. There we go. So we're going to wait for this proc. Okay, and then we're actually going to trigger the 5th skill towards the end of the rage proc, but you want the next rage proc to trigger while the lava is up. the lava actually does extremely high damage. And so you want your rage proc to be live, and presumably you also want accumulation, damage accumulation, while your those plumes from the lava at the end of the bike are up. So yeah, we're a little bit ahead of it actually right now. But we need to, of course, collect orbs. So we're getting accumulation, but we're not getting our rage proc. We're not getting any rage proc. Wow. We're getting so unlucky. We haven't crit in like 10 seconds. That's just really disappointing. Well, this score is not going to be very good, which is sort of just a bummer. We just did not get any crits at all. That was really sad. Wow, we're still not getting any crits. Okay. Well, we're still gonna try to pull it off so you guys can see that you can do like massive damage if you get those plumes, and then you get some accumulation. Of course, the accumulation with the 4th skill is nice, but the 5th skill does way more damage. We're gonna get it here. I can feel it. Yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. 1,000,000 points right there. Right there, just there, I got 1,000,000. So, yeah. Crazy. That's not even close to my high score. That's not even close to my high score. I'm definitely going to be challenging that one. You guys saw how unlucky I got, and that was just sort of bad. That was just sort of crummy, obnoxious, bad luck. But if you get those, so if you time it properly so that that fifth skill lava lands on the proc, right, on the rage proc at the 5th second or the 4th second, and then you can also pop the accumulation again to refresh it, I can score like 1.8, 1.9, almost 2 million points with Cosmic Ghost Rider. That's right. He's doubling the score of Doctor Doom and other characters. And if you go and look, I guarantee in any of your leagues, nobody's got, or I would be shocked if very many players have. There's probably only a handful of players that are scoring like 1.8, 1.9, 2 million with Cosmic Ghost Rider. But he is very, very good. And he's probably in a lot of ways the key to getting a top score in Vibranium, because if a lot of your other scores are identical, right? If a lot of your other scores with Sharon Rogers or Deadpool, or over here with Dr. Octopus, if they're all within, you know, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 of someone else, then the fact that you could score 500,000 or more on one particular fight will basically be the difference maker. So he could be the difference maker between you getting 5th and you getting 2nd or 1st. So yeah, I really wanted to highlight Cosmic Ghost Rider and Rogue. I think Squad Battle is a good game mode that has potential to be better. Those rewards were ass, but whatever. I think they need to rotate. Of course, they need to rotate the requirements. The requirements cannot stay the same because it's going to become so boring. Hopefully, Marvel Future Fight knows that. Hopefully, the devs realize that game modes are always a work in progress. They always need to be maintained and updated, just like the rest of the game, right? You can't just update the graphics and you can't just update the character models. You have to go in, you know, every month, every other month, and you have to tweak game modes. You have to make changes. You have to make updates. You have to improve the rewards a little bit, little by little. That is how you keep the game fresh forever, and that is how you keep players invested for a long time instead of getting bored and then quitting the game or taking a break or whatever. I'm sure they're seeing declining numbers of players, and so they're panicking or whatever. But yeah, all they need to do is listen to some of these tips, and they will be in a much better position to make this game entertaining for the long run. So yeah, let me know if you enjoyed that Cosmic Ghost Rider Rogue action. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.